At my own birthday party, my mom told me, "Your ex-boyfriend is on his way." I stared at her with wide eyes, fear filling me. "You did what?" I exclaimed. "You know why I broke up with him." Mom shrugged as if nothing was wrong, as if she didn't just give me the worst news ever. "He loved you. I just wanted to make sure he was invited. It was a wonderful relationship that you just threw away for what?" I blinked at her. "For what?" My voice came out as barely a whisper. "I broke up with him when he punched me in the throat and I ended up in the hospital. All because I tried standing up for myself when he got mad over dinner being disgusting. He's abusive." I rushed toward the front door and locked it tightly before making sure all the windows were locked as well. Then I hurried back into the backyard where the party was taking place. My blood ran cold when I saw my ex standing with my parents, chatting like they were old friends. I backed away, tripping over the deck steps and landing on my back with a huff. The noise brought their attention to me, and my ex smiled widely, a cruel gleam in his gray eyes. He stepped toward me with his arms open wide. "Sweetheart," he said in a booming voice. "Happy birthday. Are you ready to come back to me?" Silence fell over the party and everyone seemed to hold their breath as they waited for my response. I spotted my friends who were avoiding eye contact with me. So much for their help. Then I noticed a few neighbors that my parents must have invited. One of them was a cop. I caught his eye and pleaded with him with my gaze. I was put on the spot and anger filled me as I glanced at my parents and saw their hopeful expressions. "No," I said coldly. "I don't think so." His expression darkened and he strolled toward me with purpose, murder on his face. I scrambled to my feet and turned to run, but he was quicker, grabbing my arm and spinning me around to face him. I spit in his face and he reacted by slapping me across the face. My head whipped to the side and tears entered my eyes as pain washed over me. "Let me go," I snarled. He glared at me. "Everyone wants you to be with me. Why can't you see that?" I laughed coldly. "You want me to be with you when you just hit me?" I couldn't stop laughing. For a moment he looked concerned, certain I had lost my mind. "Let's go," he said, grabbing my arm and dragging me into the house. My gaze fell on my parents and rage sparked inside me when I saw them turn their heads away. Did they not love me enough to save me from my ex? "Stop," someone shouted. "Police!" My ex froze and slowly turned around, pulling me to his front where one of the invited guests had his badge and gun out. He was dressed in regular clothes and I recognized him as one of the neighbors. He put his badge away and pulled out his cell phone. "I'm off duty, but I'm calling the precinct. I just witnessed you abusing this poor girl and I won't stand for it." Then he turned to my parents. "And shame on you for allowing this to happen." He glanced back at me. "Do you want to press charges?" I ripped my arm out of my ex's grasp and hurried away from him, holding a hand to my cheek. "Yes," I said quietly but firmly. "I want to press charges." The blood drained from my ex's face and he instantly took off toward the gate that separated the backyard from the side of the house. The off-duty cop leaped after him and tackled him to the ground, taking out a pair of handcuffs and snapping them around his wrists. He put his phone to his ear and started barking orders as he pulled my ex to his feet and led him out of the backyard. I turned to my parents and watched them stare at me with nervous expressions. "I'm moving out," I told them evenly. "We're done." That was the last time I talked to my parents. I was 18 and moved in with my aunt until I was able to afford my own place. I pressed charges against my ex and had to testify against him in court, but the jury convicted him and he got some years in prison for abusing me. My parents tried reaching out to me, but I ignored every call and every attempt until I eventually had to get a restraining order because it turned into harassment and stalking. I never saw any of them again.